Okay, so we've seen how to make new directories. Now let's learn how to make new files. So you might think make directory, mkdir, there might be make file or make f or something. Unfortunately, there's not. The syntax is actually totally different. The command we need to use is called touch, Touch. So the command touch followed by whatever the new file name and file extension that we want that file to be, we hit enter, it will make a new file for us. So let's say I'm inside of a catpics directory. I cd'd into it. I can run touch faves.txt. So whatever I want, dot whatever file type I want. Doc, what is it for Excel spreadsheets? I can't remember. .pdf, .jpeg, whatever it is, you can create a new file. And in this course, most of what we'll be doing is making new Python files, .py. We'll get to that in a moment though. So touch whatever the new file name and file type is, hit enter, and it will make an empty file inside the current directory. And if we typed ls, we would then see now there's a faves.txt. So touch is the magic command. Let's give it a shot. So I'm back here. I'm inside the dog photos directory. Let's go into rustypics. So cd rustypics. And I could make a new file, and I'll just call this one puppy.jpg. So touch puppy.jpg. Now, making a file, like a photo from the command line, seems kind of backwards, and it is a really weird thing to do because we're basically making an empty JPEG, which you never come across, but it is possible. So you can see if I type ls, I have puppy.jpg. Now, this is actually something I've never thought about. What happens if we try and open that? All right. The file puppy.jpg cannot be opened because it's empty. So preview treated it like JPEG. It is a JPEG. It tried to open it, but it says it's empty. There's nothing to be displayed. Interesting. So let's also make, let's do touch treats.txt. So that'll make a text file for us. And now we have two files, a JPEG and a text file. So like I said, most of what we'll be doing is making Python files. And this is a workflow we'll follow all the time. cd into a directory, make a new Python file, and then put some code in that file, which we haven't talked about yet. That's what this entire course is about. And then execute that file with Python. So we'll get to that. The only other thing I should mention, the name touch. Why is it called touch? Well, it's pretty bizarre. I honestly don't have a great answer, but touch actually does two different things. So to explain that, let's do an ls-l, and let's look at puppy.jpg. So if you look here, we have November 28, 12/16. That's the time and date that this was created, or it might be last updated. In this case, it's the same. I believe it's actually last updated. So what I can do now, if I use touch on a file that already exists, touch puppy.jpg, what it will do is not recreate it. It won't delete it and make a new file named puppy.jpg. It will just gently touch this file and change the last updated time. I don't know why this is a thing, honestly, but this touch command has two features, two functionalities. If you use it on an existing file, it will just update the time it was last updated. It will touch it, nice little caress. But if you use it with a new file name that doesn't exist, it will make a new file for you. So to prove that, touch puppy.jpg. Let's do our ls-l again. You can see now it says November 28, 12/18, puppy.jpg. Now I'm realizing it's not the best example because I have no way of proving that it didn't just completely erase and create a new puppy.jpg. So if we had some information in one of these files, you would see that it doesn't erase it. It only updates this time right here. So kind of a bizarre quirk, honestly. Maybe from a time where people were updating files more often, and the time things were updated mattered more. But for the most part, actually not even for the most part, the only time I've ever seen touch used is to make a new file. Okay, so make directory, make dir, we'll make a folder, touch, not make file or something, it's touch, unfortunately. We'll make a new file. You can make any type of file you want, JPEG, TXT, Python, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, whatever file you need, you can make with touch. And it also has that weird quirky feature that if you use it on an existing file, it touches it, it updates its last updated time. All right,